Welcome back to the PigSkin podcast. This is episode 28. Packers made the fucking playoffs, baby.
Yeah, they did. I'm happy for you. Good job.
I appreciate it. Yes, so in this episode, we're going to review head coaching vacancies in college football and the NFL. Obviously, we're going to talk about Saban's retirement, and then we're going to preview and pick each of the NFL games from this weekend. Let's go. But yeah, I mean, we'll fucking start it off, dude. Saban fucking retired, man, out of nowhere.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe it was out of nowhere. I mean, he is kind of old, and like with
72.
with NIL and everything, the way that college football is set up now, it kind of makes more sense now that he's retired. It was definitely a shocker when it first dropped. Like, wow, like the greatest college football head coach of all time, like stepped down finally.
I think it was just so out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, on just like a boring Wednesday. I sent you that tweet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so somebody tweeted that Nick Saban, it was back in November that Nick Saban was going to retire on a boring Wednesday.
It was November of 2022.
Yeah. Yeah, so shout out to that guy for predicting that. That was awesome.
Insane.
I have a few Nick Saban stats that like I wanted to point out just to like further prove like how awesome he was. He had almost double the amount of first rounders than he did losses. He had 44 first rounders and only 29 losses in his career. He had 7 total national championships. One was at LSU. It's honestly crazy to think about that LSU season
I know.
because they had the SEC championship against Tennessee, and the starting quarterback was hurt. And so Tennessee had already made like Rose Bowl, like they already sent out newspapers and they made shirts of them like yeah, we're gonna win the Rose Bowl, like as if they didn't have to face fucking Miami, you know.
I know.
And then they won that SEC championship, and they did. In the BCS national championship, beat Oklahoma. Unfortunately, he had 6 national championships at Bama. Another really crazy stat: he was 11-1 in SEC championship games.
Yeah, I got a stat. I got a Saban stat for you, real quick.
What?
So every player that played a full 4 years that was recruited by Saban won a title.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Fucking ridiculous, man.
That stat is honestly like kind of insane. And Najee Harris won 2 national championships. Like almost there was like so many recruits that won 2. Mac Jones won 2 national championships. I know Jalen Hurts only won 1 when he was a backup. Like Nick Saban is the greatest college football head coach of all time, right? Like we can
100%.
Yeah, we can officially say that. Like a lot of people would say,
we can officially say
Danny
that
Bryant,
5 years ago.
Yeah, or Bear Bryant, like a lot of people would say that, but yeah, I'd say Nick Saban just because of the way that he could adapt to the changes in college football. One of my favorite ones that like Andy Staples had covered whenever he had done an interview with Nick Saban, they were talking about how recruits would go to the games, like the people, like the players that he was recruiting out of high school, and whenever he was recruiting some of these players, linebackers generally, they're a lot bigger. Like back in the day, maybe 6'3", 250, 260. They were your Brian Bosworths, your Ray Lewis's, those gigantic guys. Nick Saban adapted so well to when college football changed to like high tempo, high flying air raid offenses that he started recruiting these linebackers and making them lose weight to where they were only like 210, 220. And they were asking like, well, why would you do that? And it's like, well, look who we have to face. And that was during the time like Johnny Manziel exists, So like the way that he could adapt to college football it's incredible. Like he adopted the spread offense, whenever Tua came in for that national championship game against Georgia.
Well, he's the ultimate CEO.
Yeah,
he just hired fantastic fucking coordinators. He did his job. He was the head man, and he's not going anywhere. I mean, he's not coaching, but he's still going to be in Tuscaloosa. He's going to have an office in the University of Alabama. And did you see the interview he had with Reese Davis?
Which one?
The one he had the day he retired on Wednesday?
No, I didn't get a chance to watch that one.
So ESPN posted one of him and Reese Davis, and he's like, that's when he was talking about. He's like, I'm still going to be here in Alabama. I'm still going to have my office here. And he said, I want to pursue other things, whether that's in the broadcasting or, if that's running businesses and all kinds of stuff like that. So, no, Saban's he's not going anywhere. He's not going to be on the sidelines at Alabama as a coach, but he ain't going anywhere. And I mean, he's one of the most important people, if not, well, maybe not the most, but pretty fucking close in just all of college football history.
Yeah, and you look at all the coordinators that he put into head coaching spots too.
Yeah,
you got
his coaching tree is fucking ridiculous. I mean,
yeah,
Kirby.
it's like Belichick.
Yeah,
Belichick. Jimbo won a national title.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, no, Nick Saban, he's goated.
What do you think about his replacement, Kalen DeBoer?
Yeah, good coach. He had Michael Penix. He recruited Michael Penix to go to Washington. Did he recruit him at Indiana?
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to think of that yet. I'm just going to be transparent with you. Okay. I don't know how I feel. Alabama's Alabama. They're like a blue blood like program. They're always going to succeed as long as they bring in a good coach. Kalen DeBoer was just in the national championship. I think it makes sense. I was having this discussion with my roommate. I was talking to him about like who his replacement was going to be. You know who I like? My top three were Mike Norvell, Steve Sarkisian, and Urban Meyer.
Urban.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't
know that I
think
would
he would
take
take
Urban.
the job.
I don't know that Alabama would want Urban, though, is the thing.
Really?
I don't think so. After all the shit that went down with him in Jacksonville, and he's been out of it for not so long, but Alabama, I feel like, wanted someone that they wouldn't get bad publicity for hiring.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see it, but at the same time, like you got a bunch of recruits that you're trying to keep, right?
Yeah.
And Urban Meyer's resume in college football, it's pretty good. I mean, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah.
The national championships at Florida and then the one with Ohio State. So, I don't know. He just kind of seems like when you think about Alabama as a program, they're tough, physical, ground and pound.
Yeah.
That's kind of what
he
was.
Yeah, I mean, he has like a military type style to everything that he does. And so, I mean, that it makes sense in that regard. I could definitely see it being him, but I never saw him coming back. At least, definitely not to a place like Alabama. I think Kalen DeBoer is a great fucking hire. I mean, he's won everywhere he's been. Now, he hadn't been on the stage of a place like Alabama, but everywhere he's won, he's had the second best talent on the field.
Yeah.
And so that's the one thing that's always stood out to me about him is he's consistently outperformed his talent level, his talent roster. So I think it's going to be a fantastic hire. Now, can he keep up with the SEC? I don't know that he's recruited down that area, so he's going to have to start building relationships. But that Alabama logo is going to carry so much more weight until he can kind of get his feet under him.
So what would you say, like, first two seasons is successful for Kalen DeBoer at Bama?
Considering
where before you you put him on the hot seat.
Honestly, I'd say because I think before I can truly answer this question and give a real answer, I need to see what his staff is going to look like and who he's keeping on there. But depending on how much turnover there is on his staff, honestly, 9-3 won't be bad for his first season. But he's got considering Texas, Oklahoma, Georgia Texas, Oklahoma coming in the SEC, what Georgia has been and will be. Missouri's rise, LSU's may flutter. You know what I mean? Like these other programs that are building towards something right now. 9-3 wouldn't be bad. Auburn's going to be pretty fucking good next year. So
you think so?
I think so. 9-3 wouldn't be bad, but I mean, look at the recruiting classes that's been stacked that are being handed to him on a platter. Yeah. But he is losing some guys. I mean, there hadn't been a whole lot of turnover yet, but they already lost Terrence Ferguson and their center, but they also did lose Isaiah Bond to the transfer portal.
Well, we don't know if he's lost him yet. He's just probably exploring his options.
Well, yeah, but he's in the portal right now. And I'd expect some more, maybe not anything too crazy, because I mean, at the big time programs, you're going to lose guys left and right like normal in today's day and age. So I think to give you like a legit answer on that, I just need to see more of what their roster is going to look like this time next year. Not this time next year, but 2-3 months from now, like post spring. And then what his staff looks like is really what I'm interested to see. Like, who all does he bring with him from Washington, and who stays in Alabama?
Yeah. Well, I can imagine that there's probably going to be quite a bit of, talent that stays. It's going to depend on like the defensive staff that he's going to hire on. I don't know. I am interested to see what happens. I think a successful like first season, at least 8 wins.
Oh, certainly.
If you can't get over that hump in the second season, where you have at least 10 wins, Bama fans, they're going to want a national title. Like that's what they're going to want within at least 3 years. That's kind of what Oklahoma fans are looking for too. Now that we're in the SEC, we're going to want a national title. But I don't know. It's crazy. It's funny. We were talking about Mike Norvell kind of being like a top candidate for Alabama. Did you see Florida State's? They're facing accusations right now.
Yeah, I saw that with the whole NIL. Crazy. Like they're finally, the NCAA is finally doing something.
Yeah.
Like the fuck. Who else are they going to look into? You're going to start looking into USC, Oregon, Missouri, places like that, because there's definitely some shit going on. Speaking of Oregon, they got Evan Stewart.
Yep, they did.
Wide receiver out of Texas A&M.
Yep, and they kept Dan Lanning. That was an awesome video that he released saying that he was staying. I'm happy for DG. He's going to have a lot of talent around him. Oregon's going to be they're obviously going to have playoff intentions.
Well, if it's a team playoff, they should be.
Yeah, I think they'll be
a fairly high seed. Yeah, they are in the Big Ten now.
Yeah,
without divisions, so they got to get through whatever Michigan is next year. They got to get through Ohio State, whatever Penn State may be next year, and then still USC, UCLA, and Washington. So
yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, I mean the formidable years of my life. Nick Saban was head coach for like a college football team.
Yeah.
And Bama was always like the dynasty in college football, much like Bill Belichick with the Patriots.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I was fucking 6 when when Saban got the Bama job. Yeah. I had just turned 6. I'm 23.
Shit.
Like that is like 80% of my life.
You're still young, man. Take care of your body.
No, too far.
I hope we get a natty before we turn 40.
You fucking better, dude. I can't do another 17 years of this shit.
Yeah.
Fucking awful.
Oklahoma will be in the 12-team playoff, but it's just getting over that hump. It's gonna be
the year that for OU that kind of has been sticking in my mind really ever since Brent got there has been 2025.
Yeah.
And it seems like our year to really do it. But with the guys we got coming back on defense, and if Jackson can really figure it out, next year might be the year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's in college football, unless you're a team like Georgia or a dynasty like Georgia and Alabama, you have windows. 2-3 year shots as a big time program to get it. You got to rebuild and get back. So it's very, very rare for teams like Alabama and Georgia to consistently be there amidst all the turnover.
Yeah. What do you think Nick Saban does now? Obviously he's probably going to have like an analyst role with the university, but what does he do in his free time? Think so?
Eat fucking oatmeal cream pies. I had one for breakfast this morning in honor of Saban. So.
Or he which this might be the biggest coincidence in the world, but Bill Belichick was also, let go by the Patriots.
What if they just swapped? What if the Patriots just hired Saban and Alabama got Bill?
Well, I don't know if that's going to happen, but maybe they should start a podcast together. Could you imagine a podcast between the two of them?
It'd just be anger and like old white guy noises.
No, I feel like it'd be something different.
Dude, they should though. You know how sick a podcast would be of them and just going in depth into their football mind.
Yeah, either that
I'd watch every second.
Or they talk about like the shithead players they've had on their teams. Who's the biggest shithead you've had on your team?
See, you went more of the entertainment side. I went more of like the X's and O's side.
Well, they're football guys. They love football. They'll talk football, but I want to see like what's deep.
Did you see the Saban story of him and Bob Stoops' uncle?
Yeah.
where they're in the
That's an all-time story, by the way. The
yeah
fact that so basically they were talking about how they were at a bar one time, or they were in,
yeah
they were having a couple of drinks, and they were talking about different schemes, like they were getting deep into football, and somebody had come in, and I guess it was like he brought in a gun,
yeah
and he was threatening to shoot up the place, and they had no idea that they had no awareness that any of that was happening, because they were so indulged in talking about schematics and talking about the game of football, that the bartender, whenever the police were out, like, went up to ask them questions, the bartender was like, you don't have to talk to them, they have no idea what's going on.
Oh man, that sums it up perfectly. That's exactly the scenario I'd be in as well.
Yeah.
So, but you got any other thoughts on Saban?
I mean, would he like to come to Oklahoma and maybe recruit?
Bring him as an off-field analyst.
Yeah.
Let's get this shit fixed, or just make him the DB's coach.
Apparently, he's like an all-time shit talker too.
Yeah.
Apparently, he shit talks like during practice. What, like in a good way, like not the kind of way that you would hate your head coach, but like he's a shit talker that you like to shit talk with him, like what you and I do. I feel like our players need that. I feel like Brent is like tough, but he's kind of a nice guy.
I think Brent needs to come out and just start like fucking tapping nuts and shit like that, Just
well, we need more Jimmy Green Beans is what we need.
We do need more Jimmy Green Beans. Maybe we should get him a sideline pass for all practices and just let him get the guys going.
Yeah. Yeah, man, our childhood.
Crazy.
Bob Stoops, Nick Saban, Urban Meyer.
Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll.
Yeah, Pete Carroll. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, we're getting old.
I know, man. I know.
Sad days. Do you want to talk about the NFL coaches?
Yeah. So I think we kind of all saw it coming. The biggest one really is Belichick. And the Patriots have mutually agreed to part ways. Belichick did say he'll forever be a Patriot, and he can't wait to come back and be enshrined in Patriots in bronze, I guess. I don't know what you call it. But many believe he's still looking for a coaching job, and he's going to wait till the playoffs kind of finish out and find something for himself. So another just fucking icon as a coach, man. Insane. I mean, two of the greatest minds of all time, football-wise, are done for now, at least. And then Belichick should probably find something pretty soon. Probably be after the playoffs, I would assume, kind of let the chips fall and then figure something out. So what do you think about Saban? Or not Saban, Belichick retiring. And Gerard Mayo did take his spot. It's kind of a thing that was written into his contract that once Belichick did move on, whether it was in retirement or to another team, Gerard Mayo would be his successor.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot that you could say about Belichick. It's always going to be, who was the front runner, who was like the main role in the dynasty that the Patriots had. Was it Belichick? Was it Brady? I think you can go either way. I mean, I think you can make an argument for either or. I think Belichick made Brady and Brady made Belichick. I mean, that's kind of how it works.
Really, the argument for it is it's both.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen without either one of those guys there.
Which you never want that answer if like you're in media. If you're in media, you need like a scapegoat, or you need not necessarily a scapegoat. That was the wrong word for it. You need someone like the right answer. Yeah, exactly. You need somebody to pin like the dynasty on, like who was like the real success in that. But I mean, hey, Belichick, 6 Super Bowls. You can go back to the 2001 Super Bowl, the Vinatieri kick.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Bill Belichick's defense, maybe the Rams win that Super Bowl. I mean, we don't know. He's got 6 Super Bowls. One of my all-time favorite Belichick moments was he was playing the Jets, and it was when Adam Gase was still the head coach of the Jets.
I know where you're going with this.
And yeah, he basically he's such a football mind, and he knew how to manipulate the rules that on a punt, he would let the clock roll down. And then every time Adam Gase would decline the penalty, the clock would continue to run, and the grin or the smile on the sideline, he couldn't hold it. That's a fantastic Belichick moment. I love that so much.
And my favorite from Belichick was just his little ways to bend the rules, like to get the extra, like kind of what you're talking about. It wouldn't even be a delay a game because that would stop the clock, but to get the extra time with 1 second left, he'd had someone false start. They
Yeah.
would reset the clock.
Yeah.
And then they'd punt it the next time. So instead of 40 seconds off the clock, you get 80. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah, dude.
Belichick, man.
And he fucking hated it when Vrabel used it against him
Yeah.
in the playoffs. That was funny. Or when Randy Moss convinced him to go to the Halloween party.
Just
That
as a
was funny.
pirate.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that was funny. Belichick, man, I feel like
He's still
there's so
probably going to
many
coach. Like he
layers,
still
man.
has interest
Oh,
and
yeah.
like a nightmare scenario. And then, like Big Cat was talking about this on Pardon My Take, where like he's already like invented a scenario in his head where Belichick goes to the Falcons and like we trade Justin Fields to the Falcons and then he wins a Super Bowl with the Falcons with Justin as his quarterback. I was thinking about that. I was like, that's not going to happen. But when you're a Bears fan and everything goes wrong, it absolutely could happen. It's like a nightmare scenario in my head now.
That
Yeah,
offense would be absolutely nuts, though. I mean,
yeah,
Justin Fields' athleticism, even if he's not the greatest quarterback, whatever, but then you got Bijan, you got Kyle Pitts, who's still an insane athlete, then Drake London and
yeah,
Tyler Algier, all those fucking guys, man.
yeah.
That would be
But
hilarious.
yeah, no, I mean it is weird. Like it is a definitely like we're getting old moment when all of these coaches that we grew up, watching,
Yeah.
they're either retiring or
Well, and
they're not going to be
players,
with the same
too.
team. Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
yeah, I already felt that way
Aaron,
when Philip Rivers when he retired and then Ben Roethlisberger retired after that. It was like my childhood heroes like
yeah,
Drew Brees, Philip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger, Eli Manning, all
Peyton
those
Manning,
guys.
Tom
Yeah, Peyton
Brady.
Manning.
Aaron's only got a couple more years left.
Yeah, I
You
know
know,
it's gonna be crazy. With all that happening. And yeah, Aaron Rodgers when he retires, it's gonna feel weird because he's been there for a long time.
yeah. Matt Stafford, I think, is the next one.
I'm gonna I'm gonna defend Aaron Rodgers when it comes to like the Pat McAfee stuff.
Oh yeah, I will, but
Yeah, because there's a lot of Clay Travis getting on Twitter and saying stuff, and
shit.
like it's it is what it is. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'll defend the McAfee show for continuing to have him on. It's good content for them. They need something to talk about, but
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Between playoff weeks, but and then another big one, man. Pete Carroll. I
Pete
mean,
Carroll. We did talk about that on the
we
last
did.
episode.
We almost called it. I think the Seahawks should start paying us because we're pretty fucking good, man.
I don't know. Like, I feel like he still wants to coach
Yeah,
because he
it
was
seems like
fired.
it.
Like he doesn't want to go
Yeah,
out that way. If we know Pete Carroll, it's that he's going to find a way back into whether it's college football or the NFL. He's going to find his way back in, and
yeah,
then he's going to call it himself. He's going to be like, okay, I retire.
yeah. It's oh yeah. Sorry, I'm so tired. I only got like 3 hours of sleep last night.
No,
Poker night with the homies. But it's just it's weird, man. Like we get what do they call it? They call it Black Monday after the regular season ends, and it's been like this whole week, dude. And it's been not even just the NFL, but like college football, everything's just been popping off. That's part of why I love football, though. Whether it's college or professional, like the news never stops.
yeah. There's always something changing, and this is a very good like head coaching vacancy too. There's a
Yeah,
lot of really good coaches out there that they still want to give it a go. Pete Carroll, he should just hang it up. What does he have to prove? He's got 2 national titles and a Super Bowl. And he'd probably cement himself as a top 10 head coach of all time if he won that Super Bowl against the Patriots.
yeah.
The one that was the interception where he should
Hmm.
have ran it with Marshawn. I mean, he still might be up there. I mean,
He's
when was
one
the
of
last time USC was
only.
good? It was after
Exactly.
him.
He's a one of only, and I can't remember the number, but he's one of only a few coaches that have won both a national title and a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I can't think of any coaches that have done that either.
Barry Switzer,
Well, yeah, I mean, like other than Barry Switzer, Jimmy Johnson, and
Pete
him,
Carroll, and I can't think of any
maybe Jim
others.
Harbaugh, maybe.
Maybe, maybe.
He might go to the Chargers. Everybody's saying that's like the favorite landing spot for him. I don't know though. I mean, I feel like the Chargers are in cap hell, but they do have
Yeah.
Justin Herbert. Justin
Where could
Herbert's
you
like
see? Where would you think Bill would go?
probably the Commanders in
Think so?
Washington. Either that or Nashville.
Yeah.
I wonder
Where
where
do you think Vrabel?
Vrabel goes. That I don't know. That the Vrabel firing was kind of stupid. I would say fucking retarded, but I got to be PC, so it was very
You
stupid.
definitely can't say that. You definitely can't say.
Yeah, I can't say that was very fucking retarded by the Tennessee Titans, but I can say that it was kind of stupid. We forget a few years ago they were the 1 seed. They were 12-5.
Yeah, and they had their entire roster gutted.
Yeah.
Outside of Derrick Henry and fucking Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, he was number 1 seed with Ryan Tannehill as his quarterback.
Yeah.
Really? Like, you would fire that guy?
Exactly. He's going to make...
I would kill, and I've killed people for less, for Vrabel to be my head coach.
Killed?
Disclaimer, I have not killed anybody.
Okay.
Yeah, Vrabel, fantastic head coach. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with everything.
I don't know, man, but there's going to be...
Can I tell you my heart was beating when the Alabama job wasn't taken and Venables hadn't said anything, or there hadn't been anything on Venables.
I knew Venables wasn't leaving.
Yeah, I know too. I know, but you get the thing in the back of your head where you're like,
I thought about it for a minute or two. I thought about it.
You think about it for a minute, and then you're like, no, that can never happen. And then like moments later, you're thinking to yourself, like, what if it does happen?
Well, we're thinking on Saturday night, oh, there's no way Lincoln Riley leaves, and then Sunday morning, you're like, fuck.
Yeah, that is true.
So, but I'll stick by this. Obviously, hindsight's 2020, but I think we saw it coming. Lincoln leaving is one of the best things that's ever happened for OU.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, I know he's probably looking for an NFL job.
Yeah,
and he says he's not. He wants to stay at USC. But USC is a program. I mean, when you think about like how head coaches are being like how they're successful nowadays, Nick Saban, Alabama's, their boosters and like the administration, they were hunching over the program. Like you couldn't head coach. That's kind of the thing that scares me with Texas is because, Sark, he's gotten a real hold on the administration where he's saying, hey, this is my program. I'm going to do things my way. You keep funneling money, and I'm going to get this program right. These are my recruits. That's why I don't think Texas is going anywhere. Because
that's the one thing I do love about Joe C. Joe C. definitely takes care of that shit.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like when you have now, like Alabama before Nick Saban got there was like that. Now Alabama, hey, we're going to trust our head coach. He's going to do the right job.
Yeah. Now that they've seen it win.
Yeah. And then Joe C, with all the head coaches that he's had, he's not going to, the administration's not going to be down, Brent Venables' throat. I guess Texas administration, they're going to trust Sark. And then that's one thing. If Lincoln Riley's going to have success, he's going to have to make some changes, and he's going to have to tell USC like, hey, like, trust me, let me do my job. Mm-hmm. He just hasn't proven it yet. So
10 years from now, who do you think the 4 pillars of college football are? The 4
same
programs.
I think it's the same. I think it's going to be Bama, Oklahoma, Ohio State,
Georgia,
maybe Florida State. We forget we weren't old enough to remember like the
Bobby Bowden years.
Yeah, we weren't old enough to remember that. Like right before Jimbo Fisher got there, like he had a couple of bad years, but they were 9-win teams. Like my parents remember that, like in the 90s, and like Florida State has always been kind of up there. Miami had a chance, like in the 80s and like early 90s and the early 2000s to be.
I feel like the thing with Miami though, it always comes in spurts with them.
Yeah.
The 70s, the 80s.
It's one of the best
90s, early 2000s. It is. I mean, you're South Florida.
If you're a recruit,
everything you need is there.
Your top 5 choices, like Miami, should always be in there, in my opinion. Like the school, the program, like it's got its ups and downs, but they're always spitting out NFL players.
There's 2 programs that I think will never return to the same stature that they had.
Miami?
No, I think one of them's Nebraska. Miami's a hotbed. It could always happen. Miami, you get the right coach.
It's like there. Miami and LSU.
Yeah, but I don't know that Nebraska ever comes back, man.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of sad.
It really is, because like
that was the biggest game ever. Nebraska.
I feel like me and you are the last like age group that kind of remembers Nebraska being pretty dominant.
If even. Like I kind of remember it.
Yeah, a couple of plays away from a title game in 2009 and never close since then. But the other one, I hate to say this.
Shit.
Yeah. The other one, and I really hate to say this, I think it's Penn State.
Yeah, Penn State's kind of like that tier 3 now, where
Yeah.
like you remember, if you were watching football in the 80s,
Joe
they
Paterno
were
had those guys rolling.
Orange Bowl, Rose Bowl.
Yeah,
They
every
were
year
always in the
when they were
they
an
were always
independent every year.
yeah. Yeah. Do you think that's a James Franklin problem?
Maybe partially, but I think it's more of a problem that Ohio State and Michigan are so clearly so much better.
Maybe. Well, they got Andy Kotelnicki now.
That is fair. That is fair. You know who I think is about to really take that step to solidify them as like a French blue blood? Oregon. Oregon's not a blue blood.
They have a few years.
They have a few years, but I think Dan Lanning's that fucking dude.
Do we claim Georgia as a blue blood?
Not yet.
Not yet. What if they win 2 more titles?
Yeah. They've got the history to kind of almost get them there, but with their present, like their recent history, they're a blue blood.
Yeah.
I think it needs to last though, like 2 more titles, but I think this sort of dominance needs to last like the span of over probably another decade and a half.
Yeah.
To really be like, okay, they're a blue blood. Because Bama was a blue blood before Saban got there.
Do you think Kirby knew that Saban was going to retire and he just purposely lost that game?
I don't know. Did you see the SEC, the championship mic'd up before it started?
Yeah, I did.
Sounded like
That's
Saban
why I'm asking you.
done with it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he knew.
But yeah.
Crazy to think about, though.
Yeah, but it's crazy the way that like college football shifting, the way the NFL is about to shift now that Belichick is gone, or not gone, but he's probably going to go to a new team. It's going to be interesting to see where he goes. He's old. He's going to want to go to a team that's already stacked.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants to rebuild.
Do you think any team moves on from a current coach to go get him? Think like a Philadelphia with Nick Sirianni.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was thinking about that. If Philadelphia loses to the Bucks, I think because Philly fans are restless.
What if Tampa goes and gets him?
I think that would be good.
You know how hilarious that would be for Tom to go to Tampa and then Bill a couple years later be like, all right, I'm here now.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even think about that.
So funny.
Yeah, man. How hilarious would it be in 6 years when Jordan Love goes to the Jets
to
follow all these quarterbacks?
I'll fucking kill you. Hey, I got another 14 years, okay?
Would Belichick want to keep Baker? I feel like he would, right?
I think so.
You can get him on a cheap contract. Like,
hey, on a cheap contract and let him just kind of take care of the defense.
All he has to do is bully him. Like, hey, what the fuck have you proved? You got kicked out of Cleveland. You were barely good for the Bucks. Like, what can you do? And it's going to light a fuse under Baker, and he's going to be the next Tom Brady and win 3 championships.
How often do you think Cleveland fans think about the fact that they had Bill Belichick and Nick Saban on the same coaching staff?
I think they think about it often, but then they also remember that the Cleveland Browns, and so like no matter who the coach is, like you're destined for,
failure.
Yeah, but they have Joe Flacco now, so that could be different.
They do. He's never lost a wild card game.
That's true.
I was going to get into that, but I think it's a perfect segue. It's Super Wildcard Weekend, man.
Yeah,
it's
super.
Fucking playoffs.
Yeah,
playoffs.
Super. What's the difference between Super Wildcard Weekend and then just regular Wildcard Weekend?
Peacock has a game all by itself.
Yeah, that's true. Are you gonna watch that game?
Yeah.
Of course you are. You're a fucking football freak. Like you and I. We'd cut our balls off if we got free football. I don't know if that's true.
I wouldn't go that far. I'd cut my balls off for a national championship.
I'd have to think about that.
A few.
Yeah, like 5.
Yeah. Well, would you do it for national championships or Super Bowls or both? Do they both have to be combined?
If the Bears could win 2 Super Bowls and Oklahoma could win 3 national championships, I think I would castrate myself.
Did you see the Vrabel thing about that?
Yeah.
I think I need 5 in total. If you could guarantee me 5, yeah.
I'll cut your balls off for you.
I'll get yours. I got you, man.
Do you want the Bears to win a Super Bowl, though?
You want the Packers to win a Super Bowl?
No.
I think I'll settle because if we each cut ours off, that means we get 6 OU titles, right?
Oh, yeah.
I could stomach 2 Bears Super Bowls for 6 OU national championships.
Yeah, we bring back the dynasty.
Yeah, Venables go down as one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, you could just pretend to forget about the Bears Super Bowls.
Yeah, and you could
while I rub it in your face.
And you could forget about the Packers ones while I also rub it in your face that we have still 2 more Super Bowls than you.
Yeah, I couldn't stomach that.
Yeah, you could do it for 6 national titles for OU. We'd go from 7 to 13 total. Come on, you could do it.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate sacrifice. It's like a catch-22.
Yeah,
you get 6 national titles, but you have to watch the Packers win 2 Super Bowls with Jordan Love,
and you lose your balls.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
But also, you can have unprotected sex as much as you want and have to worry about pregnancy.
And you're on.
There's another one.
You're onto something.
I need to get in contact with some aliens that can make this shit happen. Whoever built the pyramids. Yeah.
I think they're long gone.
Are they?
Yeah.
They probably realized we were going nowhere fast.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they were like, these
fucking idiots.
It's 1893 and they still have slaves? Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. They don't even have football yet.
I know. Well, it was starting. It make me.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, no. Fucking so Saturday, tomorrow, fucking about 12, I can't count. About 15 hours from now, Joe Flacco puts his undefeated wild card record on the line in Houston, taking on the Texans. What do you think, man?
Joe Flacco's elite. It's gonna be tough. Rookie quarterback.
Stroud is also elite.
I actually have a fun stat for you. The Texans are going into the playoffs. They won their division. They are one of 5 teams to have a rookie QB and a first-year head coach to go to the playoffs.
Okay.
Can you remember at least 2 of them? 2 of the other teams?
Rookie quarterback and first-year head coach?
I'll give you a hint for one of them.
Is one of them Tennessee? Because didn't Mariota do it his rookie year?
No.
He didn't? Okay.
I'll give you a hint. The Colts.
Okay. Oh, Andrew Luck? Yeah, Andrew Luck. Okay.
Do you remember the coach?
Was it Pagano?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So it's Chuck Pagano and Andrew Luck.
Okay. Damn. I don't know, dude.
This one is going to surprise you.
Okay.
But I'll give you the team, and you tell me the quarterback and the head coach.
Okay.
The Jets.
Rex Ryan and Mark Sanchez?
Yep.
Fuck, really?
Yeah. There's more than that. I think Mike Smith and Matt Ryan, and then also Joe Flacco.
Oh, okay.
And Harbaugh, yeah.
Remember how close Sam Bradford was to making it his rookie year?
Yeah, I know. And people thought that
8-8.
That pick was or that people will say that Sam Bradford was a bust. It was just
I
the injuries.
will die on the fucking hill that if Sam Bradford didn't have the injury problem, he'd go down as not one of the greatest, but he'd go down as a pretty serviceable NFL quarterback for a while. Yeah.
Yeah. And he was.
Yeah.
But
he has the record for completion percentage.
So if we remember back in the regular season, the Browns did beat the hell out of the Texans.
Yeah.
It was the Joe Flacco Amari Cooper game, the 265 yards receiving. Now, yeah, they didn't have C.J. Stroud, so that kind of makes a difference. But at the same time, C.J. Stroud does not play edge rusher, linebacker, safety, or corner.
Yeah.
He plays quarterback. But in a way, I feel
like
yeah, he does play quarterback very well. But if you think about the teams that he's beaten, he beat the Jets when the Jets were at a very low point. He beat the Titans. He did beat the Broncos. I feel like the Broncos were pretty good at that point.
Mm-hmm.
He beat the Cardinals. He did beat the Bengals. He's beat some decent teams.
Yeah.
But if you look at the stats, C.J. Stroud against the blitz is bottom 5 in the NFL. I mean, he's a rookie, so that makes sense. And guess what the Browns do really well? Pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't even have to blitz. He's just against pressure, C.J. Stroud is very good, but against the blitz,
yeah.
Jim Schwartz is going to dial something up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What are you thinking?
I don't know, man. I mean, both teams have looked so hot. Obviously, the Browns lost their last game, but that's because they set most of their guys. But the Browns are also getting healthy at the right time.
Yeah, I know.
That's the
Miles
thing.
Garrett's getting healthier.
Yeah, that's the thing that's scary about them is when they get healthy at the right time, they've been playing really, really good football. But also sitting your starters.
Rest versus rust.
Yeah, man. It historically has not really worked out, dude. And so
I always think about the Baltimore Tennessee game when Baltimore was like in 2019. They were the first seed. Tennessee went in and whooped their ass.
Yeah. Well, I think about the fucking Packers and the Niners a couple years ago. Was it 2 years ago when they rested because they had the 1 seed? The fucking Niners came in there and beat the shit out of us. I mean, it was 13-3 or whatever, but still.
Yeah, but it's also the 49ers. Like
that is true. It's also our fucking kryptonite. But I don't know, man. It's hard for me to not pick the Browns. I mean, they won 4 out of their last 5, and the only one they lost is because they benched all their starters.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna have to go with Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm thinking Cleveland too, just based on the fact that it's Joe Flacco
also,
in the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Joe Flacco's never lost in the wild card. I think the team obviously has more
Who would you rather win this game?
I'd rather the Texans win. Yeah. Fuck the Browns. But who do I think's gonna win? Cleveland.
I think it'd be good for Cleveland fans if they won this game, though.
That'd be very good for Cleveland fans.
Yeah, because you got to think about the history, man. They won 1 playoff game, and that was with Baker Mayfield. When was the last time they won a playoff game? Nick Saban and fucking Belichick.
Yeah.
Like they kind of need a playoff win. It's a moral victory if they lose in the divisional round, right? Because they feel like they're building something.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, like, what are they going to do with Joe Flacco?
Yeah.
What if he makes the Super Bowl? Like you just fucked up on the Deshaun deal, and now you got to pay Joe Flacco because he's going to keep playing.
This feels like the Browns' shot.
Yeah, with like
as crazy as it is to say, this feels like it's their shot.
And they're missing both of their tackles too, and they're missing Nick Chubb.
God, I still forgot about that Nick Chubb injury, man.
Yeah, if they had Nick Chubb, that's like an easy win for me for the Browns.
Oh, 100%. They'd probably win the division with Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm taking the Browns on this one. Who do you think?
The points make sense. I mean, it is indoors.
Yeah.
1.5. Yeah, I agree with that line with the Cleveland Browns. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling the Browns too. But it almost feels like too easy, like, to take the Browns in this game.
It does, man.
And then that's going to segue into the next game. Like, the next game that we talk about, I have a lot of thoughts on that game. But
the fuck was that?
Was it your cat?
No, bro. Like, it felt like a fucking earthquake.
Is the weather still bad in Oklahoma?
I think it's wind.
I almost went to Oklahoma this weekend. Or OKC.
Bro, like, everything's still shaking. What's the wind right now? 8 miles an hour. That was a fucking
mini earthquake.
Is that an earthquake? It's only 8 miles an hour wind. Yeah. 3.3 magnitude earthquake, 5 kilometers west of Arcadia.
Oh.
Just happened.
Oh.
Someone else was looking outside figuring it out.
Well, guys, you saw it here. This is going to be uncut. I survived it.
Yeah, earthquake. Dalton Berger survived the 2024 Arcadia, Oklahoma earthquake.
That's fucking insane, bro. That scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I literally thought Miko's fat ass fell.
Dalton, how did you survive this earthquake?
You know, looking back on it, I channeled my inner Saban.
Yeah, just, real tough.
Yeah.
Just okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kept your leverage. You when they tried to,
I kept my hips.
Hip drop. Yeah,
hip drop, exactly. Yeah. I kept my shoulders squared to the quarterback. Eyes on the receiver, not his feet. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. No. I like it.
Really?
Yeah. Would you like to, son? We need you at the University of Oklahoma.
You ain't got to pay me, coach. I'll come. I got you. I may actually come as well. That's crazy. It took me a lot. But, yeah, really great segue.
Another bad atmosphere. The Dolphins and the Chiefs. There's not going to be an earthquake, but it is supposed to be like -5 degrees, -30 wind chill.
Yeah.
So here are all my thoughts. When you take a look at Tua's history in the cold, it's not very good. When you look at like games below 30 degrees, he got his ass whooped by the Titans. Even in college, like whenever he played in cold weather, he was not good. It's in Arrowhead. Arrowhead's gonna be loud. I don't even know how people are gonna be allowed to attend the game. Like, if you have if you have a ticket, you have to go though. Like, it's just one of those games. Like, you have to be there. But everything is basically it's Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. It's in Arrowhead. The weather's gonna be incredibly awful.
Mhm.
It's gonna be so bad for the Dolphins, a warm weather team. Everything in Tua, like his play in the cold weather. Remember the Bills last year when they that snowball game? Everything is pointing for the Kansas City. I haven't even checked the line.
How is the over/under 43.5 for this game? You see how cheap the tickets are, by the way, because the fucking weather.
How is Kansas City favored by 5.5?
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Kansas City's favored by 5. Ooh. See, this is what I mean. Like, everything is pointing for the Chiefs to win this game. And I always do this thing before, like, I bet on games. I would, like, do, like, a reverse psychology where it's, like, everything is perfect for one team to win, so I got to take the other team.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. My football logic is so flawed, and, like, sometimes it's for the best. But at the same time, like, do you understand though where I'm coming from?
No,
like
I
where it
completely
seems like the
understand. Like,
Chiefs should easily win this game.
it seems too good to be true.
Yeah, exactly.
With that being said, I still think the Chiefs win this game.
But what if they run? They should just run the ball, right? Like both teams. Well, who has? If you think about it, the Dolphins have a better run game though.
Yeah.
Well, do they have a better run game, or do they
I
have
think
more of
they're
like a
more
speed threat?
explosive run game.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's necessarily better.
They do have a more explosive run game. If you look at Mostert and Devon A-Chain, like they're just fast. They're speedy. And then like Kansas City's defense, who was one of my favorite defenses in the NFL for like the first 12 weeks, they've kind of gotten worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if that's injuries or not, but like Drew Tranquil getting hurt that one game, like that really set them back. And I know he's been playing since, but when you play injured, it's not as easy.
Can we trust that? Yeah. Can we trust the Chiefs to score enough, though, is my question.
I know that's the thing is like what have the Chiefs, what have they given us this season to like trust them enough to be able to score enough points?
I mean, they couldn't score against the Packers defense.
Yeah, exactly. Well, neither could the Bears either, but
like, yeah, but the Packers know the Bears.
That's the thing is like I know the Chiefs like have the capability to score a bunch of points, but then I remember like, oh wait, they've got Matt Nagy as their fucking offensive coordinator.
But it also is the Chiefs, man, and they can just fucking do it whenever they want.
But they have Matt Nagy as their offensive coordinator.
But they have Pat Mahomes and
that's the thing is like you could that's I guess the argument that I'm displaying right now is like you could tell me like, yeah, you know, the Chiefs they have Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, and they have Isaiah Pacheco, who's a running back that's built to play in this weather based on the way he runs. The way he runs the ball, it seems like this is like the perfect time for him to blow up. But then you could also tell me, yeah, the way, if it does snow, like he seems like the perfect running back to play. It's like Shady McCoy.
Yeah,
remember that snow game?
I'm gonna say Shady. Yes.
Yeah.
I love some Shady McCoy in the snow, man.
Yeah, like that's what it reminds me of. But you could tell me that like here's your argument. They've got Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. And then here's my argument. Yeah, but they have Matt Nagy.
Yeah.
I know what that's like as a Bears fan.
It's just
everything is pointing in the direction for the Chiefs to win this game, and it just makes me uncomfortable. I don't know.
Can you pick one though? Dolphins or Chiefs?
I think I like the points with the Dolphins.
4.5.
I think I like the
or
points.
5.5.
I think it's gonna come down to a field goal.
Yeah. It'll be a close game. It's probably gonna be low scoring. I really like the under in this game.
But at the same time, the way the Dolphins have kind of had a disaster meltdown at the end of the season, and the Chiefs can't score points. This is the toughest game for me, like in terms of what to pick, and it's probably just all due to the weather, which it should be played like this, like the elements, like you should have to play in the elements of the weather.
Yeah.
Like this is going to be a fun game to watch. I'll probably
It's supposed to snow down in Texas. Dallas should open up the fucking roof.
Ooh, yeah. No, they're not going to do that.
I know.
If I know anything about AT&T Stadium, they'll never take down that roof.
No, never.
No matter what. It's going to have to collapse like the Vikings. That's what's going to have to happen. But
that's how you get 2 doinks in a fucking playoff game too.
I've never been so stumped by a game. This is either going to be like my gut feeling is take the points with the Dolphins, but I could also see it being the Dolphins are either going to win by 20 or lose by 20.
Yeah, no, it's
I haven't been this stumped in a while.
Either team scores fucking 20, if I'm being honest with you.
I really feel like a 17-15 or 17-16.
Yeah, something low scoring like that.
This is like the perfect scorigami game, and scorigamis have been like all over the season, so they're kind of boring.
But this is like an 11 to like 12.
Yeah, that's never happened.
I don't think so.
Maybe in like the 40s.
Yeah, when they still had leather fucking helmets.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I'm stumped with you as well. It's been difficult for me to pick this game, and I've been going back and forth on it all week. The thing that I just keep fucking coming back to is I can't pick against the Chiefs in Arrowhead in the playoffs unless they're playing Cincinnati. I'm rolling with the Chiefs, man.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm gonna take the points with the Dolphins on this one. I think the Chiefs win, but I like that 5.5. I like the Dolphins to cover that 5.5.
Oh, definitely.
So next game.
Yes, moving on to Sunday at noon. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
So moving on to Sunday at noon, another bad weather game. Steelers at Bills in Orchard Park in New York. Supposed to get, I think, like between 10 to 18 inches of snow. 21 degrees at kickoff. Wind chill's probably going to be near negatives. Going to be a crazy game, man.
Did you know that they have an emergency stadium to play at?
Do they really?
Cleveland.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
They have an emergency in case the weather is like so bad that they would have to go somewhere else. Mm-hmm. They would have to travel to Cleveland.
Will they play it on Monday?
I think they play it on Sunday. I think the snow is supposed to come down Saturday. But I mean, this is the Buffalo Bills. This is the weather that they're meant to play.
Exactly.
They're what is danger to them? You know, what is like disaster weather?
Definitely not fucking tables.
Yeah, they're built for this. They smashed themselves through fucking tables lit on fire in this kind of snow.
You know how many guys are going to be at that game without shirts on?
Yeah.
Same with the Chiefs game, by the fucking way. It's going to be negative 30, and there's going to be white boys turning blue out there without fucking shirts on.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. They're fucking insane.
I think Taylor Swift goes.
Oh, yeah. She's going to be in the box.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going to be on that cock.
Oh,
Peacock, by the way. So
nice segue back. Nice callback. That was really good. Proud of you.
Yeah. If you want to watch that game, you're going to have to get Peacock, unfortunately. But yeah, Steelers, Bills.
I have it. If you leave a comment on this video, I'll give you my login.
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's your login. It's our login.
Ow. Is it? Oh, it's my Peacock, bitch.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the. Okay, never mind. Sorry. No, I'm stupid. I'm thinking of something else. But yeah, the Bills, they finally have a run game. That's kind of the thing that's been like the Achilles heel for the Bills, like going forward. Like last season when they were in the playoffs, they got killed by the Bengals because they just didn't have a run game. Now they do. Josh Allen's running it more. James Cook is running it more. I'm interested to see what the Steelers can do though, because like they have looked better on offense.
Is it good enough though?
I just don't like that 10.5 for the Bills.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't like that ever in a playoff game.
This is like the perfect situation for the Steelers because like that's what they do. Like they keep games close. And then like when you watch like the Bills, like every time the Bills are favored by like 10 or more, the game is close. Like against the spread, they're like 0-5 in their last 5 against the spread. So like they have not been good. Like this game, it's gonna be a close game. I fully expect it to be a close game. Josh Allen has gotten better down the stretch. I like Josh Allen a lot, and I know that there's a lot of critics of him. I think he's a really good quarterback, and like he's proven it throughout. Like he's a top 3 quarterback in the NFL, and he's a lot of fun to watch when he's on.
Yeah.
With that being said, I'm gonna cheer on the Steelers for this game, and I know like I'm doing that to my guy Josh Allen, but I just think like I just ordered a sick Mac Miller poster, and it's supposed to be coming in next week. Mm-hmm. And like Mac Miller, you know, he was a Steelers fan, so I'm gonna be a Steelers fan for this game. That's my logic.
Okay.
Mac Miller cheers on the Steelers. That's my boy. I'm gonna cheer on the Steelers.
I don't know.
So I hope they win, but obviously I think the Bills win in a close game.
Yeah, see, that's where I'm at. I think the Bills definitely win in a close one. Now it's starting to worry me. 3 picks in at this point, it seems like it's been too easy. Browns, Chiefs, Bills. Like it just seems like it's been too easy for me to rattle these off. But it's hard to pick against them, dude. Like I just don't know. I don't know who I trust.
You would trust the Bills more for sure, like in this.
Yeah, but that also scares me
because it's the Steelers.
Yeah, because it's Mike Tomlin, but it's also Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
So,
fun stat.
I'm gonna roll Buffalo on this one.
Fun stat: in the past 3 seasons, Najee Harris has more rushing yards than Christian McCaffrey.
Does he really? Hasn't Christian McCaffrey been hurt? No.
Yeah, he was hurt for that one full season. Remember?
Oh, okay. He was. I was about to say. Yeah. I feel like you're trying to fucking pull me.
Yeah, I was pulling a fast one on you, but it is true.
That's crazy.
Like it's factual, but yeah, Christian McCaffrey was hurt.
Yeah, there's a little asterisk there. Now, Packers, Cowboys. Nice meeting between the 2 teams in the playoffs. They're 4-4 against each other in the playoffs. Packers have never lost in AT&T Stadium. It's 5-0, including Super Bowl 45. It ends.
That was actually going to be my stat, or I guess not really a stat, but kind of like my
point in this game.
Yeah, my point in this game was that they're 4-0 in AT&T Stadium
against Dallas. They're 5-0 in total. Super Bowl 45, and they beat the Steelers.
Yeah.
Look.
Remember, the thing that if Jay Cutler doesn't get hurt that game, it could be Chicago against the Steelers, but it's too late. That's passed.
If DeMarco Murray doesn't get hurt, OU wins the 2008 National Championship.
Yeah, I know. It's like if I had wheels, I'd be a wagon. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If your Ted Balls should be your uncle.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Love that video. But anyways, look, the thing that has amazed me most about this Packers team, look at the Packers the last 4 or 5 seasons with Aaron. When they got punched in the mouth, they couldn't rebound, right? That was the biggest fucking thing is they can never bounce back. This is the youngest team to ever make the playoffs, and they've been bouncing back from fucking, like, knockout blows all season. It has to end at some point, and it fucking sucks that it's going to be to Dallas. The Packers are going to cover. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. The one thing about Green Bay, they always play well against teams they're familiar with. You think Chicago, you think Minnesota, you think Detroit. Well, not really Detroit lately until Thanksgiving, but Green Bay usually plays good against teams that they're familiar with. Green Bay's familiar with Dallas. They're familiar with Mike McCarthy for fucking sure, and with Dan Quinn's defense. So that's the one thing that gives me hope if Green Bay is going to win this game, because Matt LaFleur knows how to attack a Dan Quinn defense. He's proved it. I mean, Christian Watson's come-out game last year was against Dallas. 3 touchdowns, comeback win. It's fucking insane. Christian Watson's likely not going to play. The hamstring's still hampering him. He's not going to be 100%. That's for damn sure. Jair Alexander rolled his ankle in practice, so he's probably not going to give it a go. And if he does, he's not going to be 100%. So, 2 things this game. Green Bay, I don't know how the fuck they stopped CeeDee Lamb in the defense, in the offense in general. Yeah, sure. I mean, I love Carrington Valentine, but He's not going to stop CD Lamb. And I hope I'm wrong, although I do love CD. And I just don't know that Green Bay can keep up with Dallas scoring. I think Green Bay will score. I just don't know that they're going to be able to keep up. I'm picking Dallas to win a close one. So
my turn. I fucking love the over in this game. This is my
100%.
favorite bet. I love this over. 50 and a half seems low to me for this game. But I also think the Packers are going to win this game. And, like, I don't know. I feel like with the role that Jordan Love is on with, like, his receivers, I think the Packers are going to end up winning this game. Just something like there's a devil on my shoulder that's saying, you're going to have to watch the Packers make the divisional round while the Bears are just still a fucking poverty franchise. And it's like your voice in the back of my head is like, how does it feel knowing that like our like young quarterback who is like making his first start of the season is in the playoffs with a young team? And I can't be mad, and I can't like really like poke fun at you if they lose. You all made the playoffs. But I also think you're going to win this game because if I know anything about Dallas in the playoffs and Mike McCarthy is Mike McCarthy's game management, it's going to be the Achilles heel of the team. I've been thinking this like even like since the Lions game, like that game management like at the end of the fourth quarter, it's going to come back and bite Dallas at some point, and I think it's going to be against the Packers. If Dallas loses this game, do you think they fire Mike McCarthy?
Do you think they hire Bill Belichick?
I'm glad you brought that up because that was a point that I was going to make earlier. That I think Belichick would go to the Cowboys because he wants to go to a contender.
Yeah,
I think it's absolutely like I think that's in play.
I think if Dallas doesn't make it to the conference champion,
if Dak gets hurt and CeeDee Lamb gets hurt, then if they lose that game, I think they keep Mike McCarthy. Because it's like, well, your quarterback and your receiver.
I think if Dallas does not make it to the conference championship game, I think there's going to be serious questions about getting rid of Mike for Bill.
Yeah.
I think that's how far they have to get.
No, I like that argument. I mean, I think that is true. I agree with you.
And look, only Super Bowl in my life, Mike McCarthy was the coach. All right. I have tremendous amounts of respect. I love Mike McCarthy for all the fucking double-digit win seasons, MVPs he helped propel Aaron to what he did as a Packers coach. But you bring up an excellent point. His game management has never been spot on. He's never been great with that. He always seems to lose that fucking game he should never lose. And it always happens in the playoffs. And now he's at Dallas. That's when it definitely happens. Dallas always loses that fucking game they're not supposed to, especially against Green Bay. Now, it's not going to happen this week. It's not going to happen this week. Talking to you, Jordan. All right? Not going to do it this week. Please.
You feel like with Mike McCarthy getting fatter, too, he should be a better coach.
You remember when he came back to coaching and he's just massive, dude.
Yeah, that's what. And I thought like whenever he came back to Dallas, like he had put on so much weight, I was like, maybe he's like gonna be a better coach than he was.
He just sat down, fucking 8.
And Dallas
is film, man.
They've been better since. I mean, they've looked like a more dominant team since because whenever they had Jason Garrett, they were winning games in a fashion that like they were like they looked good, but they never looked good enough. Maybe that's like the Dan Quinn effect because I thought Rob Marinelli did a good job with the defense, but like Dan Quinn's defenses are just so much better.
But that's that fucking just thorn in your side with Dallas.
Yeah.
They don't beat teams they're supposed to. They don't beat good teams. They blow the fuck out of bad teams, but they don't beat good teams. And this Packers team's pretty fucking good.
They've gotten better. They have gotten better. If y'all win this game and the defense looks good, and then y'all go to the divisional round and you lose in a low-scoring game, you're going to keep Joe Barry. Are you going to be okay with that?
I'll fucking blow my toes off, bro. I'll be so mad.
Because it's going to cost you, especially if Chicago does draft Caleb Williams. If Chicago drafts Caleb Williams and they get an OC that's really good, it's going to cost you with Joe Barry. So I just want you to think about that. Would you rather lose this game and fire Joe Barry, or would you rather...
I'd rather win and fire Joe Barry is what I really want.
That's not gonna happen though. I'm just telling you right now.
Matt LaFleur has this weird fucking.
You know what it is?
You think they're lovers? Dude.
Oh yeah, no. They have a good relationship. They fuck a lot. I'm sure they do. But you want me to tell you the problem with Green Bay, and I hope they don't figure it out.
What is it?
Linebacker.
You think so?
If you think about like the great NFL defenses in Baltimore, San Francisco, Chicago, they got good linebackers.
Think about what Green Bay was, and they did have good linebackers too.
Yeah, AJ Hawk and Clay Matthews. Look how good their defense was. They haven't had that.
Nick Perry, JPP, all those, or not JPP, Julius Peppers, all those fucking guys. Man,
yeah.
You know, I miss Nick Collins.
But that's what I'm saying is like they don't have. I mean, you could say maybe Devondre Campbell.
So slow, man.
Who's the other guy? Quay Walker. He's good and bad at the same time. He's flashed. Yeah, he's flashed, but like he hasn't had that consistent like that. Like when Roquan Smith came in as a rookie, he was already just like one of the best linebackers in the NFL, and like look at the Ravens with him.
Yeah, you know, if Quay keeps getting better, you know who I would love, and this is no bias at all. You know who I would love to see line up side by side with Quay? Danny Stunsman.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
It's not. Green Bay doesn't draft Sooners.
That's true.
They never.
They're a terrible organization that always wins the playoffs. Yeah, poverty franchise, always wins their division, always makes the playoffs, wins Super Bowls. Yeah, definitely poverty franchise. Yeah, sorry, bud.
I mean, they're owned by a public entity. They're not, they don't have an owner. Poverty franchise.
Yeah,
it's the dictionary definition of it. But
I do like the Packers in this game. Unfortunately,
it ends here. It ends here for Green Bay.
I hope so. I do hope it ends here, and then just for like 5 seasons they go 5-12. That'd be very fun for me. But
not happening.
Well, here's the game that I am honestly most excited about.
Yeah.
The Rams and the Lions in Detroit. Now the headlines are obviously Stafford is coming back to Detroit. That's like the big headline, but we're missing like the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
Jared Goff revenge game.
Yeah.
Jared Goff
and Josh Reynolds.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's bigger for Josh I
mean, obviously.
Goff, though.
Yeah,
because that's what the storylines are. Like that bar. I think it's Tom McGee's in Detroit that said you can't wear a Stafford jersey, and like they're trying to ban it from the stadium as well. Like if you can't wear like a Lions Stafford jersey, which I love that, by the way. Yeah. I do. Can't wear your
Detroit jersey. Energy, man.
Yeah. But I really like that. But I mean, if you think about it, like Jared Goff was basically told like you're not good enough to win a Super Bowl. This is the revenge game for Jared Goff, and look what he's done this season.
Yeah,
he's looked really fucking good the majority of the season.
I mean, 4,500 yards, 30 touchdowns, 12 picks. He had that weird fumble issue for like 3-4 games.
This is going to be devastating for Lions fans if they lose this game. This is absolutely going to be the most devastating loss that they've had. Like, I don't know.
I think more so, not because they've made it to the playoffs and won the division and everything, but more so because if they lose, it's at the hands of Matt Stafford.
Yeah. Let me call my buddy real quick. He's a huge Lions fan. I want to ask his opinion.
Okay. The first PigSkin podcast guest.
When he answers, I should hang up on him. Wow. Okay. He didn't answer. He'll call back later.
Yeah. We'll get it later.
That's going to be devastating, though, if Lions lose this game. Because, like, you got to this point, you got to beat Stafford. You got to win.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's a big discrepancy in terms of, like, upside and downside to winning this game. The upside for the Rams isn't as high as the downside low would be for Lions fans to lose this game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is the first time you get to host a playoff game. This is the last time you were in the playoffs was what, 2014, and you lost that game to Dallas that you probably shouldn't have lost because of a bullshit pass interference call.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, I'll solve this for you, Lions fans. Don't lose the game.
Good
The
point.
city of Detroit is they're in a bad spot because you might lose Jim Harbaugh because he's going to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
The Pistons aren't very good, and the Lions, if they lose this game, it was all for naught.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the Lions are going to be good for like the next 3 years? You know what I mean?
I think so, but to do that, do you think it's Goff though?
I think Goff is like your best shot.
I agree.
I think Goff is your best shot. He's still in his prime.
Yeah. I think it gives him the perfect opportunity to be good long term though, if Goff works out, because I still think Hendon Hooker's a fucking dude.
Well, yeah, I think he's good too, but like I said, Goff is still in his prime.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like if Goff works out at least the next 3-4 years and just gets to let Hendon Hooker sit behind him and develop, and then once you're ready to either move on from Goff or if you think Hendon's ready to take those reins.
Where's the thing that's good for Lions fans? Liam McNeil's coming back. That's like a big plus side for your run stop pass rush.
Mm-hmm.
Melifonwu has played really awesome. He's had like 4 picks since he's been in.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you've got the offense. I don't know. I like the Lions this game. I do.
I like the Rams.
And the Rams have been playing good. That's the thing is like the Rams have been playing really good. They had that tight game against the Ravens that went like the punt return that happened in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the Browns pretty convincingly. I know it was Joe Flacco's first start, but the Browns were still a good team before Joe Flacco got there. Like they've been playing really good football, and Sean McVay is obviously a top 3 head coach in the NFL. But I don't know. I'm sympathizing with Lions fans. Like I want them to win this game. I know what it's like to be on the shit side of things, you know, as a Bears fan.
And this is purely because I've picked the favorite in every other game, I think the Rams are going to win this one.
You think so?
I think so.
And
why the vibe it's giving me.
Why do you think they're going to win this game?
So, I've picked the favorite in the other 3 games.
Oh, that's why?
Or the other 4. That's not entirely why. Look, the Rams have been really, really hot. They've been playing really well. The Lions have shown one real great weakness this season, and it's the mid to deep ball. And I think Puka Nacua could have himself a fucking day like he's always had.
I think about Cooper Kupp, right?
Oh, they do have Cooper Kupp. I do forget he's healthy. But
or he's going to be healthy
Williams,
this game.
Yeah. Kyron Williams has been fantastic, especially lately.
He's a good blocking running back, man.
He is, man. He's so good. And it's Matt Stafford. It's the opportunity to go beat the fucking Lions in the playoffs. His home team, like his NFL home, essentially. I can't
where it's
see,
like, this is how poverty you are, like,
yeah,
you know,
like you needed me.
Yeah.
And look, he said, you know,
oh, that's rough. I gotta go with the Lions now that you bring that up. I have to go with the Lions.
I
love the over in this game too.
I do love the over in this one.
You know, I'm gonna bet the over in every single game. Fuck it.
Chiefs fucking
Dolphins?
I'm
doing it. I don't care.
All right.
I am gonna put money on the Lions to win this game, and I am totally okay with losing that money. I am. I think this is one where like I can put money on the Lions to win and cover, and be okay if they lose, because it's like, hey, you know what? I'm doing this because I understand where Lions fans have been and where they're at, and if I bet on the Rams, it's just dirty money.
Fair.
It's blood money.
I like dirty money.
Yeah, you would, because you're a fucking dirty Packers fan. You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't understand. You're used to winning. You get to cheer on Oklahoma, which I do too. That's the only like solace I have. But I'm
used to getting close. Look, my entire life as a sports fan, outside of 2010 and 2016, the Packers and the Cubs respectively, has just been getting edged the entire time. Okay.
Yeah, but you're winning. You're a good organization. You've won a Super Bowl in your lifetime.
And we have 3 back-to-back Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
Yeah, exactly. You're used to. I understand. I'm picking the Lions in this one. I'm totally okay with losing money on this team. I am. I've already settled. Yep, I've settled that.
I got you. So Lions and
And
Rams.
and I hope it pays off. I hope me betting on the Lions is a real spark for the team.
All right.
You want to win. If you want your dirty money, that's fine.
So if the Lions win and you do win money, is it going to be like a situation where the Bills sent stuff to the Bengals for getting them in the playoffs? You're going to send the Lions like, I don't know, like some tents for all the homeless people or some trash bags to pick up all the crack pipes and needles and stuff?
No, I'll just spend it on something good, like more shit for myself.
Okay, gotcha.
I'll buy another jersey. I'll buy a jersey for my good friend Arnold, who's a Lions fan.
Okay, so still going back to the team, still giving back to the Detroit community. What jersey will it be?
He already has a Matthew Stafford one, so I'll just get him a Jared Goff.
Nah, you should get him a. Fuck. You should. Damn it.
Who was that running back? Like Best was his last name?
A Javid Best.
Yeah, I'll just give it. I'll give him that.
Little Javid Best jersey.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you should get him a Ryan Broyles Detroit Lions jersey.
I am stuck because I really do want to get a Danny Woodhead jersey because Danny Woodhead was like one of my favorite running backs in the NFL when he was white. There. Yeah. And he was also a fucking baller.
He was a fucking baller.
But I would have to buy either a Patriots or a Chargers jersey, and I already have a Chargers jersey, and they're cursed. I don't want to buy a Patriots jersey. That's tough.
That's like giving money directly to like Epstein. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Send it directly to the island. But so you're going with the Lions then?
Yeah, I'm all in on the Lions.
Picking the Rams.
I'm all in on the over too.
Oh, 100%. 100%. But moving on, this game I'm probably picking the under. But moving on, Monday night in Tampa, Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take on Jalen Hurts. This is the Sooner showdown. Take on Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, I guess who's going to be there?
Oh.
It's your favorite guy, Lincoln Riley.
Oh, fucker. Better not be. I'll fucking shoot him.
He's going to be in Tampa Bay.
Fucking
you did not hear that, FBI. We'll bleep that out.
I don't even own a gun. Which means I'll steal it.
I'm on the Wayne's World. Have you ever seen Wayne's World?
Yeah.
The reference, he's like, "You got me a gun rack. I don't even own a gun."
But moving on into this game, I really like the under in this one, 43.5. I feel like both teams have been sputtering so bad on offense lately. It just seems like they're kind of both going to fall into this game. But with that being said, I hope to God I'm wrong, and I hope Baker lights the fucking Eagles up. Ooh. And I think they got a good shot too. That secondary has been bad.
Not a big fan of Jalen Hurts, I see.
I love Jalen Hurts. But Baker Mayfield, come on.
Yeah.
It's Baker before anybody else.
That's true.
Even before my children that I don't have yet.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Would you sacrifice your children, as in castrate your nutsack, for him to win a Super Bowl?
Yes.
Okay. I like that. That's dedication. That's a real true OU fan.
I want Sponge to get one more though, but
so questions.
Okay.
If the Eagles lose this game, Nick Sirianni gone, or do they keep him for one more year?
I think they clean house the coordinator room and keep Nick Sirianni.
Okay.
I still think they should clean house in the coordinator room, by the way. Whether or not, doesn't matter how this game goes. I still think they should.
With that being said, could they still fire Nick Sirianni if they lose this game, knowing that Jalen Hurts has no finger? Like his finger's just gone.
I don't think so, man. I think it's a bad look to fire
a head coach that took you to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
got you 11 wins.
Yeah. I think
they are 1-5 in the last 6.
They are, but I think before that, the Eagles are a good franchise. I think before that, because they hired Nick Sirianni as their head coach for a reason. Before that, you make moves in your assistants and your staff before you make moves at the top. Unless Bill Belichick's willing to come wear Kelly Green. So
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I keep coming back to, because I could make a case for any fucking coach outside of Andy Reid, fucking Mike Tomlin and Sean McVay to lose their job if you got fucking Bill Belichick that can come in there.
Yeah. That and
Carolina.
there is a real shot for like two teams that are in the playoffs right now. Like if they lose and they fire their head coach, could get Belichick.
Oh yeah.
Belichick's in line. Ooh.
You think, and this is going back a little bit, you think if Sean McDermott can't do it, you think the Bills move on?
Probably not.
I wouldn't think so, but it's a question worth being asked.
If they fire Sean McDermott, there's a real possibility that another 9/11 could happen, and I wouldn't want that. So I'd hope they'd keep Sean McDermott.
Be the 9/11 of fold-out tables.
Yeah.
I do think there's 4 coaches right now that are untouchable in the NFL. It's Sean McVay, it's Mike Tomlin, it's Andy Reid, and it's Dan Campbell.
Yeah. I'd love any of those coaches.
Yeah.
We are keeping Eberflus, and I'm actually okay with that. I hope we get a really good offensive coordinator.
Yeah. For sure.
Maybe Caleb Williams. If we stick with Justin Fields, I'm okay with that too. And just get a good receiver.
Fair enough.
You either have to get DeAndre Hopkins, Devontae Adams, or Marvin Harrison Jr. If we can't get him, Roma Dunze.
Who do you think wins on Monday though?
I mean, all the metrics are pointing towards Tampa just because of the downfall of the Eagles in the past 6 games. But I don't know if
I think the spread still favors Philly.
Isn't that crazy? -3.5. Like, don't you think the Bucs should be favored in this game? They're at home. They're playing better. I mean, yeah, Baker didn't look great last week against the Panthers, but it was a game that they were going to easily win.
Didn't look weak. He didn't look great against the Saints either.
And he
got hurt.
Yards.
Yeah.
And the Eagles, they have a lot of problems on defense in terms of secondary, but their pass rush is much better than Tampa's offensive line. They're going to have to run the ball. Baker's gonna play his part. He's gonna do what he has to do. They have to run the ball. If they can't run the ball, that's gonna be a problem because then they know that they're gonna have to pass.
Yeah.
And I trust Baker to be able to pass, and I trust him to be able to get the ball to where he needs to go. I just don't know if I trust the offensive line.
Yeah, that's fair.
And you have to have a good running game in the playoffs. You do. Look at the Bills with Josh Allen. He's incredible. But without a solid run game, like you have to have an all-around solid team.
Isn't it crazy that the Eagle or the Buccaneers? I think Rashad has he's ranked in the top 5 in carries, but his yards per carry is awful.
Yeah, well, he almost cracked 1,000, but that was because at the beginning of the season, their offensive line was just horseshit.
Yeah,
it was bad.
It was.
I do like the Bucs to win this game. I hope they win this game.
Do as well.
Love Jalen Hurts, but again, I can't bet against Baker. That's my boy.
Can never do it. It's Baker for life, man. I can never pick against Baker. So, just to recap, and correct me if I'm wrong, we're going Browns, or did you pick the Texans? Browns.
Over.
Okay. Chiefs, and then the Dolphins to cover. Right?
Over.
And the over. Okay. You're just picking the over in all these. Picking the Bills, both of us, right? I'm taking Dallas. You're taking the Packers.
I'm taking the Steelers.
You're taking the Steelers? Okay. So Bills, Steelers.
Steelers to cover. How about that?
Okay. So still Bills to win.
I'm taking the points, and I'm taking the over.
Okay. Cowboys, Packers.
Hammer that fucking over. That's
100%.
Atom bomb. Over.
Yeah. Lions, Rams, and again the over. And then we're both taking the Bucs.
Yeah.
So obviously the Bucs to cover, and probably the over as well. I don't know. I'm taking the under in this one. As bad as both offenses have looked lately, I'm taking the under.
Yeah, that's just a safe pick. You're a pansy. Take the over. Come on.
No.
Dude, just
okay. If the Packers win, I'll take the over.
Okay. That's okay. I think the Packers are going to win, so.
I don't think so. But
I am taking the over in all these games. But yeah, I agree with you like on the picks on like who I think is going to win.
Yeah.
As far as the points, I'm taking the Dolphins with the points. I'm also taking the Steelers with the points. Also, Gabe Ivicker just tweeted that there was an earthquake.
Yeah. Is there anybody else feel that? Yeah, Gabe, I felt it.
Sorry, I just had awesome sex.
Oh, okay.
Or Taylor Swift in her
was
box.
Anyways, so you got anything else you want to touch on in these games? You want to get in the hotspot dead zone?
Yeah. You can go ahead and get into your hotspot and dead zone first.
So my hotspot, you kind of spoiled it a little bit earlier, but that's okay. Completely okay. My hotspot's Oregon, man. Holding on to Dan Lanning. Hell of a video they put out. And a hell of a recruiting pitch. And then they went and got fucking Evan Stewart today, man. University of Oregon is balling right now. I mean, not that they haven't been lately, but things are really trending up for them to, like, etch themselves into – I mean, they've been a top program since really Chip Kelly took over. But they're really going to be staying in the upper echelon, that upper tier 1, tier 2, bordering on tier 1 in college football for the foreseeable future with Dan Lanning.
I can see them making a natty pretty soon. Maybe even next year, like with the team that they have. And, you know, they have an experienced quarterback in Dylan Gabriel. They got receivers. Is Bucky Irving still going to be there? Or is he going to the draft?
I think Bucky Irving's staying. But I'm not 100%. Don't quote me on that one.
I might have to put a future on the
fuck, I know. Definitely to make the playoffs.
Well, yeah. I mean, Dan Lanning's a hell of a coach. He's a great coach, good recruiter.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. And my other hotspot was going to be the Oklahoma City Thunder for putting a fucking open up a can of whoop ass on the Trailblazers last night, winning by 62, setting a franchise record of margin of victory. But that actually leads into my dead zone. My dead zone, the Portland Trailblazers. They've looked bad recently. They've looked bad all season. They're the only NBA franchise to have multiple 60-plus point losses in their history. Last night to the Oklahoma City Thunder. And in 1995, I want to say, to the Pistons.
Yeah, but a lot of that has to do with losing Dame, though. I mean,
Dame
really think it, yeah. Which the Bucks, they could be good this season. We haven't seen yet. I know
Thunder could also be very good.
Well, yeah, no, they already are good. I'm sold on the Thunder. I'm gonna put a future on them pretty soon. I was gonna put a future on them at the beginning of the season. I just didn't get around to it. Shea's awesome. Chet's awesome. Everybody's playing really good. It's crazy to think that like 3 years ago we were losing. We lost that one game by like almost 60 points.
Yeah.
And look at us now. Who would have thought?
Not me. Actually, Sam Presti.
Yeah.
Is brilliant. He might be one of the best GMs in all of American sports.
He is 100%, because if you think about it, like our star player is SGA, and people aren't putting enough respect on his name yet. You know, people are. I
remember when the Thunder traded PG and Russ to the fucking Clippers. Well, Russ went to the Rockets. I'm tripping. When they traded PG to the Clippers, people were like, SGA? Like, who the fuck is this guy? It's like only one of the silkiest, smoothest motherfuckers in the NBA right now. He is a fucking baller, bro.
Yeah. No, he's playing. He's playing really well.
MVP level. Oh
yeah. The odds to win MVP. I mean, he's like top 3 right now, right?
Yeah.
It's like what, like plus 300.
Yeah. He's him, Jokic, and I forget who else.
Which is crazy. I mean, he's at some point, if he's playing if he continues to play at this level, he's going to be the favorite to win MVP.
Oh yeah, but what's really insane is the Thunder are playing this well, and they still have 17 first-round picks in the next like 9 years.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. We'll talk a little bit of basketball in episodes to come for sure.
Definitely. Especially once football season wraps up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my hot spot in dead zone. What do you think?
My hot spot is the NFL draft. It is coming up. Chicago does have the number 1 pick. I'm interested to see what Ryan Poles is going to do. Like I said, I put my body and soul into Ryan Poles, so just hoping that he makes the right decision. Go get the best deal. Do what you got to do. Yeah. I don't care if it's Caleb Williams or Justin Fields. I don't know. I'm really excited for the draft.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait.
That's the one thing was like when you have a poverty franchise, like you can have some hope And so, like, what's going to happen is we're either going to keep Justin Fields, and it's like we're going to surround him with talent, and then nothing's going to work out the way it should, or we're going to get Caleb Williams, and we're going to be ultra excited about, like, a guy that people are saying is the best quarterback in the draft in a very long time.
Yeah.
We get excited about him for a couple of years until he sucks because he plays for the Bears.
Yeah.
And then it's just, rinse and repeat. But, yeah.
Draft season's fun, man. It's one of my favorite times of year.
I am looking at some of those teams. Which team is going to suck more next season? That's who I want to trade the number 1 pick to if we decide to stick with Fields.
Probably the Patriots or the fucking Commanders.
Yeah. Yeah, the either one of those teams I'd be happy for. I would hate it for Jets fans if we traded the number 1 pick to the Patriots, because then they're going to get an awesome quarterback. But, it's not like they're getting Tom Brady, just Caleb Williams.
Yeah. He bakes his fingernails. He can't be that good.
I still want him over anybody else, or Jaden Daniels, whichever.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your dead zone?
My dead zone is Nike.
Okay.
Yeah. Nike parted ways after 27 years with Tiger Woods. Isn't that crazy?
Man. So insane.
I found it funny.
My entire life.
Yeah. I found it funny that a lot of the tweets like surrounding that were like after like the announcement was made about the parting of ways, that a lot of the tweets were like, oh my goodness, like I'll never forget, like, Tiger Woods like wearing the Nike attire, and it's like, that's what you think of when you think of Tiger Woods?
I think of
you don't think of like
beating the shit out of him.
Yeah,
that's what I think of.
you think of like the Masters, and you think of like the ups and downs, and like him cheating on his wife and having a drug addiction, or you think of what you think of when you think of Tiger Woods is the father of the GOAT, Charlie Woods, his son. That's what you think of when you think of Tiger Woods. But I found it funny when I saw a bunch of those tweets. It's like he's.
Oh, I'd never look at a Nike check again.
Yeah, I know.
Never be the same. It's like, shut the fuck up.
What he's probably going to do is he's probably going to have a partnership with Roback, because Roback is like on the up. They
got some nice shit, man.
Yeah, their golf fits are
expensive.
Really awesome. Yeah. No, it is funny, or it's crazy that like after 27 years, it's finally happened.
Crazy.
Yeah. My other dead zone is the NCAA. Because during the national championship, the halftime commercial, they said that they were going to drop the announcement for the new NCAA video game, which didn't happen. Yeah. I know you weren't a big fan of that.
I was not. I did have a tweet go semi-viral on that, so that was fun.
But, yeah, I know, I saw that. But I mean, it is true. Like, it was inevitable. They weren't going to announce that.
Yeah, it's just they already have low expectations with how bad all of EA Sports video games have been, and then they just set the bar even fucking low, dude.
Well, if you think about it, like I don't understand why they didn't drop it. Because like NCAA, like the college football games are probably more popular than the Madden games. The Madden games are fun, but it depends on what they're going to do. Are they going to have it more animation based like NCAA or like Madden was? Or are they just going to revert to how it was when we were growing up? If they do it that way, I would 100% buy a new console and buy the new NCAA game. Now they have to put Nick Saban on the cover.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, they have to put Nick Saban on the cover.
They have to, bro. Or what they're going to do is they're going to have a standard edition that's just like regular, and then they're going to have like a deluxe edition. It's like $100, and it's going to have Saban on the cover.
Yeah. And then they're going to have like an ultimate deluxe plus edition, and like it's going to be like a 4 corners, like a quadrant cover, and it's just going to have like the greatest college football stories, like Bobby Petrino in a neck brace on one side, Hugh Freeze coaching from a hospital bed, the fucking Texas pole assassin in one, and then like another one's just going to be like Manziel holding money.
You know what they should do?
What?
They should have, because Madden usually has like 2 or 3 different editions, right? So they should have the standard edition should be like just, I don't know, whatever, Caleb Williams or something. They should also have a Heisman edition, which should have all the Heisman winners since the last game came out, which would be fucking sick. And then they should have like the super deluxe double fist 3000 edition with Saban on it.
Yeah, I like that. I hope they keep Dynasty mode.
They will. It's supposed to be like their flagship mode and all this bullshit, but I won't believe it until I see it. So I already got the new console. Yeah, hopefully it comes out on PC. I'll just buy it on my PC, but
yeah,
we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
I'm excited if it does come out. I would have had another Dead Zone 2. I'd had like almost 3. One of them, the other one was going to be Jason Whitlock again because of Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith, I'm sick of you, you fat piece of shit. That was funny.
Sweet.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, I have something to say about that fat bastard." You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. He said it on his podcast too.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm so sick of that fat bastard. You know who I'm talking about.
Jason Whitlock's so funny, bro. He's not going to get it. That's comedy every fucking time. But with that being said, this has been the PigSkin Podcast, episode 28. You got anything else you'd like to say?
No, be safe. I'm glad you survived that earthquake.
Yeah, it was insane, man. Absolutely crazy. It might be a short. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe it goes up on TikTok. But anyways, again, Pigskin Podcast, episode 28. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know your favorite Saban moment or Bill Belichick moment. Let us know maybe just your favorite moment from this era that we're at now. Eventually,
it's coming to an
out
end.
of and it's insane. Let us know how old you feel as well, because I feel like an old piece of shit. So, but yeah.
Next week we'll probably talk. We'll talk a little bit about any other college football coaching changes, if there is any more. And then we'll also.
Kalen DeBoer did just land in Alabama about 20 minutes ago, by the way. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully OU will have Zach Alley announced as their defensive coordinator by then. But we'll have all the news and everything else to get to, as well as our recap from Super Wildcard Weekend. Probably come out on Wednesday of next week. So stay tuned and everyone be safe this weekend. Yeah.